it is working on YouTube. Oh, I got my friend Barbara watching me. Thank you. I wasn't expecting no one to show up. But I'm gonna start producing content, creating my content in English, which I'm so excited. I have over 450 Brazilian students, and now I'm gonna start my English version so I can reach English speakers. Europe, Latin America, China, Japan. I want to get all of you, I want to see all of you going beyond PTE, right? I'm yet to see someone who goes live more than you. I wish I could do that. I can teach you. Simple. Just press live and here I am. Here I am with my script in Portuguese, and I'm gonna be translating on the go, right? So this live, I'm gonna put the comment here, how to book your test. That's the title of the live, how to book my PTE test. First thing you gotta notice, you gotta realize is that if PTE is accepted for your goal, for your specific goal, right? I'll tell you a snapshot here. If you're planning to study in Australia or New Zealand, all universities accept PTE. All of them, 100% sure, according to the PTE official website. 100% of the universities within Australia or New Zealand accept PTE with no restrictions, all right? However, if you're going to United States or Canada or Ireland or England, some universities accept PTE, some don't, right? So what you gotta keep in mind is that if you are planning to come to Australia or New Zealand, no restriction. You can close your eyes and be free that you're gonna be accepted with PTE, all right? Just in some cases in Canada, US, or in Ireland, in England, some universities don't accept, so it's better for you to check on the particular university website that you're applying for, right? For example, if you're going to Berkeley University in the US, you go to berkeley.com, you go to the website and type it and just to see if you are able to do the PTE, all right? That's the best option, right? I've done the IELTS test a couple of times, and I couldn't improve my score, right? I got stuck 8 months studying hard, right? On an online course, on an in-person course, and a one-on-one course, 8 months, no improvement, same score. Sometimes I improved in speaking, but sucked in writing. Sometimes I was good in reading, but I was not so good in listening. End of the story. I discovered PTE by my Chinese friend here in Australia, in Sydney. We are neighbors. And he told me that he was an engineer just like me. And he was applying for the PR here in Australia as well. But he was not doing the IELTS test. He was doing the PTE. And I asked him, what's PTE? So what is this test all about? And then he told me, it's a computer-based test. And the advantage is that you can use specific techniques, specific strategies for you to overcome your English skill and get higher marks. And I gave it a chance. I went for PTE, and my score was the same as English, as IELTS, as the IELTS test, around 70%. In IELTS it's the band 6, and in PTE is band 50. And I was like, this is not much, there's not much difference, right? Same test, same difficulty, and same score. What is this so special with PTE? And then I went back to him and he told me, Bernardo, you gotta know the little strategies, the little tricks that you can apply to get higher marks, even with your same English, with the same English skill. And I was like, all right, tell me one. And he told me that you can use templates, memorize some text, and do your essay, for example. I was like, what if everyone does that, does the same thing? And he answered, everyone's gonna pass. And I was like, well, whatever. I'm gonna give it a try to learn these little tricks, these little strategies, these little bits and pieces, and make a long story short, I got 100% of the marks, full marks, 90 on PTE within 5 months. Remember, I was studying IELTS for 8 months and couldn't improve. 70% always, 70%, 70%, band 6. And I went to PTE in 5 months. I got 100%, which is compared to band 9 in IELTS. Band 9, 100%. And I was like, this is the strategy, specific strategy for you to go beyond the test, right? You can see with this live that my English is not 100%, not for sure. And therefore, that's the reason I didn't get 9 on IELTS. Because on IELTS, if you want to improve your IELTS score, you got to improve your English. But if you want, on the other hand, if you want to improve your PTE score, you gotta know the tricks, the specific little strategies that you can use on the test legally, right? No one is gonna tell you you are doing something wrong, and you can improve dramatically your score with the same English level, right? So if you can choose between IELTS and PTE, I would 100% go for PTE, right? That's why. Just a quick story about why I tell with the most conviction in the world that PTE is the best. I'm not saying that it's easier or it's more difficult, but if you want your marks quickly, you gotta use the techniques and apply for PTE. All right? And when you are booking the test, if you go on Google and go PTE, book my test, you're gonna be driven to a website and your test is gonna the name of your test is gonna be PTE Academic. And again, I'm not talking about IELTS, all right? There's no 2 versions of PTE. One, PTE General and PTE Academic, just like IELTS, right? The General IELTS is easier than the Academic IELTS. This is not the case. PTE has only 1 test, and the name that they chose was PTE Academic, right? I didn't choose my name either. That's life, all right? PTE test is named PTE Academic, all right? Don't be afraid to book, even though it says academic. Now that I consider myself a PTE teacher, I bought the official book from PTE for teachers, and it says on this official book, which is the most conservative information about PTE, and according to the book, it says that you don't need to have an academic language. right? You don't need to have academic vocabulary to write your essay, for example. So I don't know why, but the name of the test is PT Academic, all right? Don't be afraid to book, because that's the one. That's the one, that's the only one actually. If you are living just like me here in Sydney, Australia, I totally recommend doing the test on the Anzac Parade in Kensington, right? That's the best location. I've done the test because I tell you what, I've done the test 7 times, plus 3 IELTS, so 10 times doing this freaking test. And I can tell you that was the best experience I have. So if you live close by, you can book the test in Kensington. The avenue is called Anzac Parade, and you can do that because the lady is super sweet. She makes me feel relaxed when I'm doing the test, and there's not many people, right? Small room. I would say last time I did was about 4 or 5 people, so very small. But by the time I'm doing this video now, the PT centers don't have a lot of spots available for you to do the test, right? Because of COVID restrictions, plus people are taking the time off during the lockdown to study a lot. Yeah, I think a lot of people are taking advantage of this lockdown. They got time, right? They're not working so hard anymore, so they study. So these how do you say this so this time of the year by the end of 2021, people are really getting prepared for the return of the economy, right? 2022, the Australian economy is going to boom again, right? So people are getting prepared. So there is not much spots left in the centers, right? So if you can, of course, I recommend you to go to this PT center, but you have to keep in mind that whatever you find the day that you're after, you go, even if it's far away from where you live, all right? Because time is money, right? I don't want you to waste time to wait for weeks or months just to be in this location that I just recommended, right? You don't need to wait. Wherever you want to go, you go. Another good one, just a quick tip here. Another good one is in the Sydney city. It's the address is 10 Bridge Street. Bridge like Harbour Bridge Street. Super nice. Even the equipment is even more advanced, I think. I like the microphone more. I think it's more modern, like more new. And I liked it. Not much people in the room as well, 4 people. And I liked it because people are very nice there as well. So pick up these 2. If they don't have the specific date you want, you pick another one, right? Don't waste time, because time is money, right? You're gonna see that my style is always to go forward no matter what. I learned with Tony Robbins, right? The worst thing you can say to me, you can tell me, is for me to wait, right? If you want to make me sad or make me angry, you just tell me, Bernardo, you just need to wait. I'm not gonna do that, right? And if I didn't tell you my story just yet, I came here in Australia in 2018, February 2018, with a goal in mind. I want to get the PR in my hand in 1 year. all right? So that's where I met my Chinese friend. I did 7 times this freaking PTE test. And I'm telling you my style of not waiting at all, right? I applied for the PR. I got I got full marks in September 2018. I applied for the visa in October 2018, and I got the visa in January next year in 2019. So within 11 months, I got the PR in my hand, issued, granted, right? I received the email, Bernardo, your permanent visa is granted, right? In 11 months. So that's the power of now, right? Like Tony Robbins says. And then they're gonna ask you the language you speak at home. No issues with being honest, right? I speak Portuguese at home, so it doesn't need to. You can be totally honest, right? I've heard that if you put some things in these questions, the test is gonna be harder or easier. That's not true. That's a myth, right? You can be honest here. No need to worry about it. Just a couple of regular information that you give. And I tick the box that I speak Portuguese at home. And you gotta agree that Pearson, PTE, the official center, is gonna share your information with the Australian and New Zealand government if they have to. For example, if I apply for a visa, I put my grade, my score on the government website, right? And they can double check straight with Pearson, right? So that's something you have to agree with. Which country you desire to work or study? Another legend, urban legend, like we say in Portuguese, a myth is that if you put that you're gonna work in Australia or New Zealand, the test is gonna be harder than if you put that you're gonna study, right? That is not true, all right? Keep in mind that just regular information, you can be really honest here, no need to worry. According to the official PTE website, the official PTE or book for teachers, it says that always the test gets random questions, right? Random tasks. Sometimes can be some difficult tasks, but of course sometimes there will be easy tasks, right? So it's a mix, right? No student, I have over 450 students. No one has ever told me that they got only hard ones, right? That's not true. So don't be scared to be honest here. Including me, right? I'm telling you about my own experience. I've done the test 7 times. And always when I do the test, I get some easy ones, some difficult ones, some in between us ones, right? So don't need to be scared. It's always a mix. Of course, you have to practice a lot, right? And I have this feeling that on the free websites like App Uni, for example, the tasks are pretty hard, right? So it's good to build a muscle, like I say, right? It's always good to build a muscle on the hard ones, but I don't want you to freak out. Only the hard ones. Some students send me, how do you do this one? I want to see you doing this very hard one that I found on the internet. Like, the method is the same, right? Just look at the screen, follow the step by step, and you're gonna be fine, right? That's not really hard ones or super difficult ones. And you gotta keep in mind that it's not gonna be always hard ones one after another, right? Just keep that in mind. Random tasks. According to the official PTE book, random tasks. And then they're going to ask if you have done any other English test in the past 6 months, right? In my case, I put it no because it says any other tests, right? I've done PTE, right? My last time I did the PTE was a couple of months ago in July, and I marked. I've never done another kind of test before in the past 6 months, right? So I was honest. I was sincere here, right? And like I said in the beginning of this live, let me just check something. All right. No comments. That's good. That's good. That's good. Like I said in the beginning of this live stream, there's not much spots left when you want to book your test. So be aware that you can never, never, ever leave it to the last minute. Leave it to the last minute. All right? Never do this, because I'll give you my example. PTE is gonna change, right? I'm gonna do another live just for this PTE change. And on the 16th of November, they're gonna change. And I wanted to be the first one who do the test to bring new things for you guys, especially my Brazilian community. And it was around mid-September when I booked my test, 2 months in advance. I couldn't find the date 16th of November. There was no spots available, and I had to do on the 17th. So 2 months in advance, and I didn't find the date that I wanted to do. I skipped only one day, no big deal, but just an alert. There was a super advanced, like 2 months, and even though I didn't get the specific date I wanted, all right? I didn't want to do in the afternoon either, right? So it's best for us to book your test during the morning, in the morning, because you start fresh the day. You have a nice nice sleep the night before. You have a healthy breakfast, and you go to do the test, right? Really relaxed. That's the best option, right? Especially on Friday. And what I'll tell my students is this: you book your test on Friday, and then during this week, you're gonna do a mock test on Monday, and you're gonna check and learn. Tuesday and Wednesday, another mock test each day. So 3 mock tests in a row, always checking what you've done, looking at the answers, and taking some notes. What have you just learned, right? And then on Thursday, you're gonna take your day off, right? Like a queen day or king day. Then you're gonna do whatever you like the most, right? Going to the beach, having a relaxation in the sauna, having some chocolate, going buy some new clothes, whatever is you love to do, you do it. And if you feel like studying, you can study a little bit, but it's not you're not obligated to study the day before, right? So you're going to be refreshed, you're going to sleep well. If you like, I totally recommend doing some kind of meditation. If you guys want, I can give you a link that I love Tony Robbins meditation, active meditation. And then you go to do your test on Friday morning, right? That's the best I've done to myself and with my students, and it works so well, all right? So if you can, book on Friday morning and do this week of mock tests, and you're gonna be ready to crack the code on PTE. And like I said, that people are taking advantage of the lockdown to study. And I'm not going to promise any date here. Keep in mind that I'm not promising any date, but the borders will open someday in the future, right? They have to open the borders, right? For the economy to keep growing and to Australia to keep growing as well, right? Because Australia need foreigners. The Australia need us, right? Australia needs us. We're so important for the country, right? So the borders will reopen soon. And when the borders open, you got to keep in mind that whoever is ready to be invited for the government, for the PR, is going to surf in this new wave, right? People who are afraid of putting the feet into the water, oh, the water is so cold, I'm just going to wait for things to settle, is going to see the other to surf. Who are prepared, they're going to surf, and people who are not prepared, they're going to watch the other people surfing and growing exponentially, because the Olympics is coming in 2028, and there are lots of new jobs being created, especially in construction. I'm a civil engineer. I'm so happy for my colleagues that are getting jobs after jobs, raise after raise, because they're so competitive. And if you understand something about construction, for the Olympics or for the World Cup, they have to finish, right? So they spend a lot of money just to keep on schedule and finish on time, right? So keep in mind that things are going to change, and whoever is ready is going to, boom, surf in the good wave of progress here in Australia. If you have any questions, I will answer them. If you send me a direct message, I will answer in them with pleasure, all right? So just send me a message here on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, and I'll be thrilled to answer your question, because my mission is to make you go beyond PT, right? There's a lot more in this country for us to enjoy, grow, and live and share, all right? When you're booking the test, when you're going actually to the test, to do the test, please make sure you bring your passport. That's the most important thing you have to remember. You have to bring your passport. Don't forget your passport. If you remember nothing, you cannot bring a pen, paper, key, car key, wallet, nothing. You can forget all of those, but don't forget your passport, all right? Because it's so important. I've seen people get into the test, forgetting the passport, and have to come back or call someone, and they get very angry and very anxious. And how can they perform well in the test with this level of anxiety, right? So just make sure, double check, put your passport the night before, right when you walk out the door, so you don't forget, all right? What else? So this is it, guys. I think we are done. Let me check. All right, I got a couple of more minutes. I'm going to talk about the speaking part, because I've seen lots of students and lots of people asking me, Bernardo, I cannot improve my speaking score. What do I do? What do I need to learn? And this is how it is, all right? if you remember something, please keep in mind that the most important part, the most important skill in the speaking part is your fluency, right? Which is related to your speed and your rhythm. This is the most important thing on the speaking module, right? Your pronunciation is not as important at all, right? Just a comparison here. If your speed, your fluency is worth 10 points, your pronunciation will probably be worth like 2 or 3 points max. So that's how relevant your speed is higher. That's how relevant your speed is compared to your pronunciation, right? And I've tested, right? One of my students was struggling with the speaking module, and I told her to do the mock test, the official mock test from Pearson. And I told her to do the same test with two different ways, right? In the same week, right? She did one on Tuesday and the other one on Thursday. Therefore, same English skill, right? And then I told her to do two different ways, right? First, she was talking slower with more clear pronunciation, right? Speaking, emphasizing how they pronounce the words. And the second time, I told her to speed up her pace and forget about pronunciation a little bit. Why? Result. When she spoke faster, she got 15 points higher than when she was talking slower, right? When she was talking slower, she got 40 on speaking. And when she was talking faster, she got 55 on speaking. So that's how relevant, that's the difference. Same English level, same pronunciation, same person, 15 points difference, right? That's a lot of points, especially if you compare in percentage, more than 30%, right? So, knowing that, you gotta emphasize your speed, right? Rhythm, remember that. Another thing that sometimes people cannot improve their speaking skill based on free exercise websites, right? And I know that these exercises prioritize pronunciation, right? This is not true. If the same person, I've done the test myself, when you talk slowly with more clear words, you got higher marks, right? So what happens? The student goes in the free websites, practice speaking slower, go to the test, and don't get higher marks, right? So you gotta forget about the free website marks, right? It's good to practice, same layout, but it's not good for knowing your marks, right? Knowing your score. And I myself do this kind of tests, especially free mock tests, and I get usually 50 or 60 max on speaking, right? And when I go to do the official test, the proper PTE test, I get 90 on speaking, full marks, 100%. The maximum is 90. For those who are not used with the range of marks on PTE, it goes from 10 to 90, right? 90 is the maximum, right? And in these free websites, I get 60. So that's how different. So that's what you have to keep in mind, all right? Another tip for you to improve your score on speaking is a proper microphone, right? This one that I'm using is probably a very good one, but there's no sound, right? So that doesn't fit for the PT purpose. But you cannot do, it's not really recommended to use this kind of headsets, right? It's not super good. You're gonna be really soft here. So my recommendation to you is to buy a proper headset, right? I didn't find the official one. I tried on eBay, I tried in a lot of different places, but I couldn't find the exact, I think the brand is Plantronics. Couldn't find the exact one, but just buy a good one, right? With a proper microphone, and test your microphone, right? Because you don't want to be very close to, you don't want the microphone to be very close to your mouth, because you can blow the microphone off, like the she sound. The computer doesn't like that. And you cannot talk really far from the microphone, that your voice is going to be really low in volume, right? You got to adjust usually in your chin, right? So you don't blow and it's not super far away. But the tip here is for you to record yourself and test your microphone, right? You got to have this chance on the real PTE. They're going to say, now it is time for you to test your microphone. So you have to test it, right? So you press record. And my recommendation is to read the instructions out loud, because you're going to see in my next videos that read aloud is the first task, which you're going to have to read a paragraph out loud. And you keep reading the instructions out loud, and then you listen to your own voice, right? You press play and then you listen. If you like your voice, like I'm speaking to you right now, firm and strong, it's the best option, right? You cannot blow the microphone like this, and you cannot be really far away from the room, all right? So practice testing the microphone, right? I get, not always, but often, I get students or non-students sending me a report with the minimum score on speaking, 10, which is 0, right? The 0 on PT is 10. You cannot get any lower than 10. And first thing I tell you, your speaking is not 0, all right? Your speaking is not 10, all right? Trust me. If you know the tricks, if you know the strategies, it's impossible to get 10 on speaking. The only reason people get 10, the minimum score on speaking, is because of microphone, right? Especially on the mock test that they buy from PT, for example. They do with these headsets, from cell phone headsets, doesn't work. They talk to the wall. That's what I call it. I have to make sure that I'm not talking to the wall, right? I gotta be listened, right? So that's why a couple of reasons. That is a couple of reasons that you cannot improve your score, right? If you still cannot improve your score, send me a direct message and I'll be thrilled to help you out, all right? And I'm gonna leave inviting you for my masterclass that I'm gonna be launching on Thursday, this Thursday, the 28th of October at 6 p.m. Sydney time. I'm gonna launch a Pte Master Class, all right? I'm gonna be teaching you guys from my heart what I've learned in these past few years in PTE, from 70%, what made me go from 70% to 100%, and I'm gonna be sharing the tricks with you, all right? So be there, just click on my bio and register for free, and I see you there. I see you in the next video. Please send me a message if you have any questions related to PT. See you guys. Bye.